Hi everyone, it's Sarah, and I'd like to share with you our history resources. These are good for just about any curriculum that you may be using. You will definitely want to have our encyclopedias on your shelf. This is the Usborn Encyclopedia of World History. These guys are all internet linked for further exploration. They're nice and thick. They come in hardback and then also in a nice paperback as well. There are over 100 maps in this book, and it is an invaluable resource to have on your shelf. I will tell you there is evolution in here at the beginning of the book. There is also an old Earth perspective as well. So if those are factors for you, just know that. But this is really a fabulous book. If you look on the inside, you'll notice that there's a nice mixture of different pictures and maps and photographs and charts. So there's all kinds of great information here for whatever it is that you're studying, whether you're studying ancient history or maybe you're closer to modern history. It is a really good resource to have. It's nice to be able to have your child ask a question and be able to go to your bookshelf and answer it. So that's the Usborn Encyclopedia of World History. The next Usborn Encyclopedia I'd like to show you is called the Usborn Internet Linked Encyclopedia of the Ancient World. So this is what the nice paperback version looks like. You can see it's got a nice flexible binding. I have both because this one just happened to be out of stock in paperback. But these ones are nice and sturdy and hold up well as well. So this one's going to cover Mesopotamia and Egypt and Greece and Rome. I'll just kind of flip through here so you can see what it's like. So particularly if you happen to be studying the ancient world, this is a really helpful one. I like all the different artifacts that it contains inside it too. Okay, next thing that I want to show you is timelines of world history. This was brand new last year. And I love this book because it lines up all the different parts of the world at the same time. So you can see what's happening in Europe and the Middle East at the same time as the Americas, for example. So you can see that. There were so many things that I had no idea happened at the same time until I was looking through this book. I think a lot of times these are taught in isolation, and so it's harder to tell how they all fit together and, who happened to be the ruler in Japan at the same time as, who happened to be ruling somewhere in Europe. So I like this book just for context. And again, lots of fabulous pictures. If you'd like some help with geography, we can help you there too. We have an encyclopedia for that as well. Here's the Usborn Geography Encyclopedia. Again, internet linked, nice and thick, comes in paperback and hardback. And this one will talk about different weather patterns. It will talk about environmental concerns. It will talk about geography, obviously the solar system, weather, climates, oceans, things like that. So that one is a nice one to have as well. We also have a few different types of atlas. I have the big picture atlas, and this one is neat because there's no, if you're worried about flaps, there are no flaps to fall off here. Here's what the table of contents looks like. So gorgeous artwork, really engaging for kids. And then if you look at each page, it goes through different countries and different continents, and it'll tell you things about the wildlife that's in that particular country or continent. It will show you different landmarks, like here's the Edinburgh Fortress, or Edinburgh Castle rather. It'll show you down in Spain here that they have paella as one of their cultural dishes. So all kinds of neat information in here that's very eye-catching for kids. I do not sit and read this one straight through, so do not be thinking this is something you're going to go marching right through. I usually pick one page for my kids and I'll read that with them until they lose interest, and that way you're keeping it fun. Another atlas that I particularly like is Sborn Lift the Flap Picture Atlas, and this is technically for kids 7 and up, although I've been reading these to my kids since they were age 4. Again, you just keep it age appropriate. So you'll see this is similar to the other one, except with flaps. This has over 100 flaps, so you can see here in the Antarctic fun facts. So like this one says, many Arctic mammals grow white fur in winter to help them hide, and they show the Arctic fox. So this is another more interactive, more hands-on way to look at the different continents. There's South America. All right, thanks for joining me. The last history resource I'd like to show you are our learning wrap-ups, and we actually have these for math as well. In this case, you can see we have states on one side, capitals on the other. It's a self-correcting tool and a fun way for your kids to memorize these and make it into a game. So what you do is you start where it says start, and this says New Hampshire, so I'm going to wrap it around, and capital of New Hampshire is Concord, which happens to be right across the way there. So I'm going to do that. Then you go down to the next notch here, Massachusetts. Of course, we know the capital there is Boston, so we're going to stretch it down to Boston. We'll do one more. We've got Ohio, and the capital of Ohio is, anybody? Columbus. So we're going to stretch across to there. So what's happening on the back while you're doing this is that it's aligning with these little grooves. Hopefully you can see this. And if you have the line aligned with the groove, you know that you've done it correctly. So a really great game, fun way for your kids to reinforce what they're already learning.